Hey up Year 10, I thought I'd just send you a little PowerPoint and go through some different things. So some of you are asking me about how to do question 1. So this question is worth 4 marks. You would spend 6 minutes on it. And it says, source A opposes the League of Nations. How do you know? Explain your answer using source A and your contextual knowledge. So this is the type of question where you really have to analyse the cartoons. So we'll look at this now. You need to look at the content and you need to be able to use a little bit of support and knowledge to help you with it. So I'll just pick out a couple of points just to kind of go through with you. So this is a cartoon. It's by a British cartoonist, David Lowe, who's actually quite famous in the 1930s, produces a lot of cartoons about things like appeasement and the League of Nations. And if you look at the cartoon, you can see here that Japan is portrayed as a figure who is walking over the League of Nations. So that obviously shows that David Lowe is quite critical of the League of Nations, and he was against the League of Nations during this time. So you've got that visual metaphor of the League of Nations being walked over by Japan. You've also got the fact that the cartoon is called the doormat, which is a phrase that's often used to describe somebody that's being used or taken advantage of. You've got the fact that this is Japan walking into the headquarters of the League of Nations, and just look at the body language of Japan, sort of straight, upright, military uniform. The League is bowing down, which suggests that the League is not as powerful as Japan. And then you've got a little thing at the bottom where there's a person that's applying some face-saving paint to the League of Nations, which is probably a reference to the moral condemnation they issued or the Lytton Commission. So there's an example answer that you can just have a little look at. It doesn't need to be too long, this question. You would only spend about 6 minutes on it in the actual exam. So I hope that guide has just given you a little bit of ideas for question 1. We'll just move on to the question 3 that went well this morning. So this question is worth 8 marks. You'd spend 12 minutes. It says, write an account of how the Manchurian Crisis of 1931 to 1933 affected the League of Nations. You want to try and think of this as sort of telling the story about what happened during this time period. So think about it as a beginning, a middle, and an end. I think that's really important for you to think about. So you want to have 3 paragraphs for this question. So I'll just go through some ideas with you. You need to have really good knowledge, specific knowledge like key dates or key information. So an understanding of things like the Lytton Commission will be important. What they're really looking for in this question is for you to use connectives to show how one thing led to another. So you need to use phrases like, as a result, this led to, a consequence of this was that, this resulted in. So I'll just show an ample answer for this, which you can have a little look at, and you can pause it if you want to. So some ideas here. So you've got the beginning that gives you the context of the Manchurian Crisis, Japan's need for more natural resources, the fact that Manchuria is geographically close to Japan. You've got the middle bit, which is obviously all centred around the Commission of Inquiry under Lord Lytton, publishing his report and what happens as a result of that. And at the end here, you've got the fact that the League held a special meeting. And just look in bold in these example answers I've highlighted where you can use some of these connectives like as a result. That's absolutely crucial in this question. So you can see what we can look. It shows you the whole idea. You've got your beginning, your middle part, and your end part. And you've got some of these phrases, these connective phrases I put in bold here. As a result, this led to, as a consequence, as a result. And that's the kind of answer we're looking for that question. So hopefully that's been useful. Thank you very much.